Alright y'all, today is the Tyrese Maxey build video. Tyrese Maxey has been absolutely balling lately in the NBA season. He's only 4 games in, but that man has dropped 40, I believe, 2 times already. So we're obviously going to have to make a Tyrese Maxey build. Starting out with the build, you're going to go point guard, 6'2", 201 pounds, and 6'5" wingspan. Everything here is exactly accurate to real life, except for the wingspan. Wingspan I actually lowered by 1 inch. His actual wingspan in real life is 6'6". In 2K26, I did want to make his wingspan 6'5". The reason for that is because you can get a 95 3-pointer as compared to the 92 you would have if you had a 6'6" wingspan. And there's really no other benefits for having a 6'6" wingspan as opposed to a 6'5" wingspan. So we're just going to make it 6'5". You're going to have to deal with it on the build. It just makes sense for this build to have a higher shooting rating because Tyrese Maxey has been an insane shooter so far this season. So I'm just going to go in and show you guys the attributes right now and explain every single one of them. Starting out with the close shot. Close shot is actually tied to the driving dunk at an 89. 89 driving dunk is a super cheap attribute. If you lower the driving dunk down to 80, look, there's literally nothing valuable you can upgrade besides like agility. So obviously we're going to have an 89 driving dunk on the build. He just flies down the lane super quick and gets a nice dunk. He's going to be able to get pro contact dunks off 1 and small contact dunks off 2 and pro contact dunks off 2. So you're going to have 3 different contact dunk packages on the build with silver posterizer. He's also going to have the posterizing takeover if you did want to throw that on the build. So obviously he's going to be flying down the lane. We also do have the 90 driving layup. The reason you have this at a 90 is to make sure that you get physical finisher with the cap breaker if you did want to do that. Obviously Tyrese Maxey is an incredible finisher, and having a high layup on this build will make you finish basically everything you throw up in the paint. It's super easy to do, and you can also use cap breakers on this layup attribute to get up to 95 for Hall of Fame float game if you want to do that, or just 93 for the gold layup mixmaster. I'm going to show every single cap breaker on the build at the end as well because this build has very good cap breaker potential. We did just kind of save some attributes there and make sure the free throw is insane. You're going to be shooting the free throw every single time in the rec if there's a transition take foul or anything like that. It's very valuable to have a high free throw this year. And it's actually a super cheap attribute, so I think that is a good way to spend the attributes, because if you lower this down to a 90, which is the minimum I do in a Tyrese Maxey build, there's nothing else I'd rather upgrade. If you lower the mid-range, it's going to make 3-pointer 89, and we do want to have that at 90 because this build is good for now and in the future with cap breakers. So obviously the 3-point shot of a 90 means you can get the deep bomber takeover. If you look down here, deep bomber right here gets a 93-point rating. You can shoot threes from well beyond the arc, and then if you look at the badges you get with 93-pointer, you do get gold set shot specialist, but silver across the board for the rest of your badges. You're going to spend 5 cap breakers on your 3-pointer to get this up to a 95 rating. This is going to get you gold Deadeye, gold limitless, gold shifty shooter, and gold mini marksman. It'll also get you up to Hall of Fame set shot specialist. So you're going to do shooting specialization on this build. Make sure you do that, shooting specialization, and then you're going to have all gold shooting badges along with Hall of Fame set shot specialist. You're going to use your +1 for your shooting specialization on the set shot specialist to keep that at a legend for good. Basically you can use your +2 from shooting on any of the shooting badges except set shot specialist, and it will get them up to legend. So it's a super valuable thing to have on the build. But with the cap breakers on this build, the main cap breakers you're going to need to spend are the 5 on 3-point shot. So you should use 2 from your build specialization of shooting, and then you should use 3 of your normal cap breakers on getting the 3-point shot up to a 95. Pass accuracy at 85 is going to get you bailout. It's 85 pass ac. It is just one of the best ones to have on a point guard. I'm never making a point guard that has lower than like an 84 pass accuracy, and the reason I did 85 here is because there's nothing else I'd rather upgrade from this point on. So 85 pass ac gets you the bronze bailout as well as gold versatile visionary, gold dimer, as well as silver break starter. So one thing I do like to do on builds like this is the fact that you have gold dimer means you can use a max +2 on your dimer, a tier 2 badge on this build, which is actually very strange because if you look at the detailed view, tier 2 badges, there's not really a lot of them. So you can use this on your dimer and get up to legend using a max +2, which is actually very beneficial, and your teammates will make a lot more shots off catch. A 93 ball handle does give you gold ankle assassin, but on this build, the Tyrese Maxey build, you're going to be able to get basically every single ball handling badge you want as long as you do use cap breakers on this. If you have a bunch of cap breakers, I would recommend spending them on ball handle, but the next thing I'd recommend spending on after 3-point shot is actually speed with ball, because as you can see here, we're starting at an 88 speed with ball. Tyrese Maxey obviously is one of the best speed with ball players in the league. He is so quick and explosive with the ball, so we're going to make sure we use 3 cap breakers on this attribute to get up to a 91 speed with ball. It'll give you Hall of Fame lightning launch when you do spend your cap breakers on that. And the reason we don't have it upgraded a little more on the build just to start with is because speed with ball ties to speed, and speed is a super expensive attribute with them put together. So you'd have to take down the 3-pointer to like basically an 84 or something to be able to get that speed with ball up to a 91. It's actually ridiculous how much you have to sacrifice to get your speed with ball high without using cap breakers. So you're going to spend your 3 cap breakers on speed with ball right away. The defense is by far the worst part on the build. Tyrese Maxey has never been a great defender, but we did give him him a 73 steal to get the silver interceptor, as well as 74 perimeter defense to get all of these perimeter defense badges. You're also going to get an immovable enforcer because I did throw some attributes on strength because I believe strength is definitely worth it on this build. You actually do have the ability to spend 1 cap breaker on strength, which would be able to get you up to gold physical finisher and gold strong handle. So I think it is definitely valuable to look into doing that cap breaker on your strength, but obviously the block and interior defense just aren't touched either. Neither is the rebounding. Tyrese Maxey obviously can rebound the ball, but on this build, when you're just focusing on the speed, the 3-point shooting, and the finishing, this isn't really going to be a big thing on the build. This build is a menace for 3-point shooting, as well as finishing around the paint and just dribbling and passing. Obviously, it's a Tyrese Maxey build, so it's not going to have insane defense and rebounding. Physicals are where this build shines. You're going to have an 88 speed, 87 agility, 71 strength, and an 80 vertical. And then 87 agility is just a solid attribute that you're going to be able to use cap breakers on in the future. Like far, far, far future, you can spend cap breakers on your agility and speed, and that's what I would recommend after I show you guys what you'd spend the cap breakers on first. So this is the build for Tyrese Maxey. We're going to hit continue, and we're going to go ahead and see the comparisons. Unfortunately, we do not get any Tyrese Maxey comparisons. We get Dame Lillard, Jamal Murray, and Kevin Johnson. Inside out slasher. The reason it's a slasher is because the dunk is so high, but once you do use cap breakers on this build, I believe you'll get a new name. And then one thing nice about this build is there are no weaknesses. So the strengths are handles, finds a lane inside, relentless downhill dunker, and consistent shooter from deep. So we're going to hit advanced. We're going to do a legend rebirth. I'm going to show you guys every single cap breaker that you're going to want to spend on this build. Obviously, we do have the Tyrese Maxey face scan on, so if you do want to see that, watch till the end of the video, and I will put that in the end screen. But we're going to show you guys all the cap breakers here because obviously this build is going to be incredible with cap breakers. So going into the today, I do have 8 cap breakers as well as 2 cap breakers from shooting specialization. So like I said earlier, you're going to make sure you do the shooting specialization, use your 2 shooting specialization cap breakers on the 3-point shot to get it up to a 92, and use your other 3 cap breakers on getting your 3-point shot up all the way to a 95, which is absolutely insane. Now, the other cap breakers on this build I would recommend spending are 3 cap breakers automatically right as soon as you're done on the speed with ball. So if you're looking at like me and you have 8 cap breakers right now and you already used your 2 from your build specialization, use 5 here and use 3 here on the speed with ball. So that means you have 2 remaining. And then your speed with ball is going to be a 91. Your 3-point shot is going to be a 95. I'd spend the rest of your cap breakers on the ball handle to get up to a 94 until you do get up to a 95 or 96, because 96 unlocks the Hall of Fame unpluckable. 95, I believe, unlocks some dribble animations as well. So upgrading this ball handle up to a 95 or 96 will be very valuable once you do unlock more cap breakers. And after you spend your cap breakers on that, just spend the cap breakers, the rest you have, on your speed and agility. Make sure you get these as high as possible on this Tyrese Maxey build. You can also spend 1 on strength if you do want to get the gold strong handle and gold physical finisher, because you will get both of those by just upgrading your strength 1 cap breaker. So it's very nice to have that. And then the first cap breaker I'd spend is definitely on agility because it gives you a +2. So you can get these both speed and agility up to a 90 throughout the year if you do make this build at this point. And then you can also spend some on your perimeter defense if you want to do that. Like, look at this. You can get all the way up to a +12 in perimeter defense, which is actually going to be an 86 overall perimeter defense. You can get your steal up to past an 85 as well. You can get it up to a 18 plus 73 is a 91. You can get up to a 91 steal on this build, which isn't really worth to do 91. I would just recommend spending 3 cap breakers on the build to get up over an 85, which gives you the gold interceptor if you did want to be a little bit of a better defender. You can also spend cap breakers on block if you wanted to upgrade the block, but obviously it's not going to get super high since this is a point guard build. But look at everything on this build. You can also just spend 1 on your driving dunk if you want to get up to 92. There's really not a point on getting up to a 92. You're not going to be able to get 93 driving dunk, which is gold posterizer and the Russell Westbrook and small contact dunk animations. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get the 93 driving dunk, which is very, very solid for small guards, but 90 driving layup and 89 driving dunk will be more than enough. This build has insane potential to be really, really good, especially with cap breakers in the future. So that is going to wrap it up for the video here. As I said earlier, make sure you check out the end screen if you want the Tyrese Maxey face scan, and I will catch you guys in the next one.